I'm going to do my Elite Class B races now. Should I use my best car or my worst car first? I'm going to try it in my Lotus Evija that I recently managed to get all the paint jobs unlocked for by playing in whatever season we had. I can't remember what it was now, but I just played multiplayer with the Via a lot. Desert Run. I'm not sure whether I've uploaded Elite Class B for this track, whether it was before or after. Thought he was going to do a corkscrew then. I should have spun it. Screwed up the nitro through that section. Desert Run as well as this track where I just insist on switching to tilt for this section because there's no decent TouchDrive option that I've seen. So if you just come through here casually, it feels simpler than trying to fumble your way around with TouchDrive going somewhere where you can't expect or predict. And I love TouchDrive, you guys know I love TouchDrive, but there's just these occasional points, like the pier in San Francisco, the ice sheet in the Himalayas, and the dam in Nevada, where it just doesn't seem to have a clue what it's doing. Which, in my opinion, could be easily modified, but I obviously don't know the code. In one of my first jobs, I remember I was working for Ocado, the big online supermarket. It was the first time I'd ever been in a big office, and I had the CEO and the COO, to the two most important people, just chatting to me by a desk, and then the chief technology officer comes over and we're discussing implementing some code or something, or changing something, or making something happen. And because I'm so young, and I think it's just all you've got to do is press 2 buttons, I don't really understand the process of getting the work approved, getting the staff to do it, putting it in their diaries. I just like, all you've got to do is press 2 buttons. I can't even remember why I'm telling this story now, because I'm about to accidentally say too many details about a private business conversation from over a decade ago. And I can't remember what the point of the story was. Like, in the end, that the CEO and the COO were laughing because the CTO had started shouting at me because I was so naive and had started telling him something was, oh yeah, because the code was easy. I said, surely you just have to press 2 buttons, and he just flipped. Like, absolutely flipped. And then the CEO laughed and turned to me when the guy walked away and said, I have never heard him swear, ever. And then just laughed. I still didn't know what had happened. It's sort of I don't know if it's Asperger's or something, but I just didn't understand what was wrong in my head. Facts don't care about your feelings. Like, you can press 2 buttons and get this done, so why don't you do it? Oh, you little... So Gameloft, don't be angry that I think it's 2 buttons to press to fix the TouchDrive routes across the ice sheet, because I'm sure it is a little longer than that. It's also called, I can't pronounce the word, but the word is litotes, for when you deliberately diminish something for effect. So the opposite to hyperbole. Hyperbole is when you exaggerate something. You say, oh, there were millions of people at that party when there were just lots of people at the party. You're exaggerating, but it's called hyperbole. If you went to a party and there were only 3 people there, you might say there's no one at the party, or there was no one at the party. And you're not telling the truth, you're diminishing for effect. And that's a grammatical, that's got a grammatical term, it's called a litote, Litotes. I got put in a dictionary for telling someone that word. Did I just do my Porsche? I haven't done my Porsche yet. There's a book called A Modern Guide to English Grammar, and it says thanks to Adam Constantine in the back, because it has that word in, and the guy didn't know that word who wrote the book before I told him it. And that guy, his great-great-great-great-great-great-granddad, or not that many greats, was good chums with Isaac Newton. I kind of thought he was a human player for a moment. It really is hard to remember what game mode you're in sometimes when you play this. Especially when I start telling random stories and trying to remember why I'm telling you the random story as well, which turned out to be quite difficult. I think I stopped driving completely in the last that. Did I crash at all? I haven't got a 6-star B-class car, but it only cost me about, I don't know how many tokens it is, 40 tokens every 4 weeks. It's not a, it would have cost me a lot more to have a 6-star B-class car. And I'm much happier having my 20 LVM blueprints than more 911 blueprints. I think that's all the stuff I can harvest from Class B. I haven't got the I have got the Challenge Evo, but it's out of fuel because I just used it in multiplayer, and that'll be slow round it because mine's only 3 stars. I'll do that later, but not share that. And I don't have a 6-star car, so it's 65 tokens I'm missing every 4 weeks for not having that, and 45 for not having the McLaren F1 LM. Good luck, guys. I'm madder than you.